Namaskar, good morning, and I welcome you all on behalf of the Indian Society of Western Australia's Women's Wing to Taste of India's third episode. So right now I am in Roopaji's, Roopaji welcome, Roopaji's beautiful house, and today Roopaji is going to take us to a culinary tour of Odisha, right?
Yes.
Okay, Roopaji, so what are we cooking today?
Okay. Hello. We are cooking today Kakera Pitha because the Ganpati festival is on, and it was yesterday Ganpati Puja, and this Kakera Pitha we make during this festival season, and we offer to Lord Ganesh. So when one of your friend asked me, I said, okay, this is the right opportunity to make this traditional pitha.
Perfect occasion, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So let's get started. Can you please tell us about
Sure.
the ingredients first?
The ingredients first. I'm making out of suji.
Okay.
This is suji, if you can see, and coconut, jaggery, and this is very optional, but this is, I thought like I enjoy putting it, and this is chena, homemade paneer.
Okay.
And a lot of Odia cuisine we use. So I made it yesterday. So this is that. And oil for frying, and water, and little bit salt.
Okay.
1 teaspoon of sugar, elaichi powder, and ghee.
Ghee. Very important.
Yeah.
In making
Very
desserts.
little ghee. Yeah.
Yes.
Very little ghee.
So, just a quick one, Roopaji,
Sure.
how much is the quantity of suji and paneer?
Yeah.
What's the...
The suji is 2 cups. Today I have taken 2 cups. And coconut is also almost 1.5 cup. Grated frozen coconut I use.
Okay.
But back home we use fresh coconut. And jaggery, 1.5 cup of jaggery.
Okay.
Okay. And oil for fry. This paneer, it's up to you how much. You can put little bit like half a cup or 1 cup, that's it. And elaichi powder 1 teaspoon, and sugar also 1 teaspoon, and salt half a teaspoon.
Okay, perfect. So let's get started.
Okay, let's start. Now we need about 2 cups of water. 2 cups of suji, so 2 cups of water. Okay. Little bit more.
Okay.
So I'll just keep it here. With this thing, water, it goes half teaspoon of salt.
Okay. So what does this do?
This one we are making the outer coat of the pitha.
Okay.
Okay, so first we'll make suji the outer coat.
Yeah.
Then we'll make the filling.
Okay.
In the meantime, this will get cooled down, so we can use. You have to use our hands. Okay.
Interesting. Yes.
So I had already put 1 teaspoon of salt. Now I'm putting little bit, like 1 teaspoon of sugar, plain sugar. Okay. So
does it has to be brown sugar? White
no,
sugar?
because nowadays we don't use white sugar, so I don't have. No, you can use anything. Even this jaggery also you can use sugar. Brown sugar, white sugar, whatever you feel like, whatever is there and whatever you are comfortable with.
Yeah, the jaggery gives that original texture,
texture and taste and flavor, and it's nowadays like it's healthy.
Yeah,
also,
of course.
So why not?
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, if you are in a mood and let's make it. So if you don't have jaggery, that doesn't mean you can't make it.
Yeah, of course. That sugar can be used.
You can use sugar.
So I was reading somewhere about this dish. In Odisha, you offer this to all the other gods as well?
Yeah. Like if there is a Lakshmi Puja at home or any other puja, so you offer this one too. And it goes, the combination is Kakera Pitha with ghee.
Ah, yum.
So,
even better.
Oriya people, they just enjoy. Oh, I forgot. I need to put half teaspoon of ghee.
Ghee, okay.
To this water.
In the boiling water.
Yeah. just reduce the flame. And now you have to once the water start boiling, then you reduce the flame and add suji. Okay.
Okay.
So it's almost boiling temperature. So yeah, it's boiling now. And now reducing, and you have to add it slowly.
Okay, that is very important.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
yeah. Otherwise, it will get, I don't know what is called in English.
You get lumps.
Yeah, lumps. Right. You don't need lumps.
So roughly the 2 cups of suji, how many serves are we going to get out of this?
Well, it depends what size of the thing you will make. But roughly 10, 11, it can be, yeah. I'm just switching it off. You don't need to be really.
I'm so glad the women's wing of ISWA came up with this initiative. Me coming from Delhi, from North India, we have never got a chance to taste any other sweets. I mean, we don't have access to them even in India. In Delhi, we don't see, different cuisines, different sweets.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
And that too, home cooked. I mean, the ones you get from
Yeah,
restaurants.
these are very authentic. I don't think nowadays maybe few restaurants in India, like in Orissa, they are selling it, but that also very rare. Like I have not really known any particular restaurant where they serve this thing. But yeah, special occasions like we have a Raja festival.
Yeah.
It's like these, but it comes in month of June.
Okay.
That time I heard from my mom that few people are making pithas and they're selling only pitha.
Ah,
Okay. Now it is almost done, and I'm just keeping it aside to get cooled down. Then I can knead a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
So I'll just keep it here for the time. So in the meantime, we'll make the filling.
Just started smelling great already with this ghee.
Yeah. Okay. For ghee, for filling, I'll take little bit of water. You don't have to, but yeah. Just a little bit. 1 teaspoon. Then add jaggery first.
Okay. How much water did you put?
Just 1 teaspoon.
Okay.
You can say. Just not to get kind of. Because usually I use gas, but because of this thing I'm using induction, so I'm not very comfortable.
Yeah.
So I'm just little afraid.
So the water is so that the jaggery doesn't burn?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the main this thing. Just back home, we have used coconut for almost most of our this thing, kind of dessert and all. We use coconut because it's very commonly accessible.
Yeah.
Almost in everybody's backyard we have coconut trees.
Ah, okay.
So sometimes, freshly coconut has come out and you take the coconut water and let's make something,
out of
yeah.
it. Okay.
That's the beauty of Orissa.
Yeah.
Now I'll add some elaichi powder. Okay, just wanted to tell that this one also, this like this you can use,
Yeah.
but I prefer little bit of chena.
Okay.
So I'm adding a little chena to it. Half.
Yeah.
And this is like homemade definitely. And little, I make it little harder, you know, like you just once the milk has flipped,
Yeah.
then you boil it for a while, so
Okay.
it gets little hard,
Harder,
not very
okay.
soft chana. So you can feel the texture in your mouth.
Is there any other alternative that we can get from the supermarkets? You know, if some
Instead of this,
would ricotta cheese be an alternative?
ricotta cheese, but ricotta cheese will be very soft.
Okay.
Unless it is really crumbly,
Yeah,
hard.
it normally comes very soft.
It's quite similar to ricotta cheese, but
Yeah.
it will be very soft and soggy. So that's the only thing. Otherwise, you can completely avoid this. You know, most of the time, maybe you don't have to. Some people they put khoya also, but again that hard khoya.
Yeah.
So you can.
But it's easy to make anyway, isn't it? This is just boiled milk.
Boil milk and add a little bit of vinegar or yogurt or anything and boil it again for 5-10 minutes.
Okay.
Then strain.
Yeah.
You don't have to. It's almost done.
So this is good. This is the traditional way of making it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are there any other variations in the market that people add different things or?
Some people, I don't know about market, but some people they just mix everything. They don't cook for this filling.
Yeah.
But they just add coconut sugar and elaichi powder and dry fruits. Yeah, you can add dry fruits also.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So it's up to you. But typical authentic taste is like a little bit of.
And I think living in Australia, that's the only thing we miss. The
I
typical
know.
flavors.
I know. I thought like let me just try to make. Otherwise, I also put little dry fruit sometimes.
Okay.
And there and yeah. So it should look like this. And we have to wait for a while to cool down everything.
Okay. Yes, of course. So this should be soft, really soft. Yes?
Yeah. It has to be like evenly mixed nicely and mixed. Okay, now it is done. It should look like everything is.
Yeah.
So I will just turn it off now. Keep it here. Okay, I hope this thing is already cooled down. Let me just. Okay, now this is like, not very hot. This one is little dry. You can see the consistency, and accordingly you can sprinkle a little bit of water and do it like. I prefer this way because you can add little more water in the beginning, but it depends, you know, sometimes if it becomes very soft, then it doesn't give the crunchy part of it, you know, which I prefer. Some people, they prefer the soft part, then they can make it little. They can initially, like instead of 2 cups of water, they can add little extra, 1 cup extra.
Okay.
So this is how I have learned from my mom. So I prefer that way.
It's amazing how we always try to, copy our mothers or grandmothers, how they used to do.
I know. I hope our next generation will do that. But yeah.
Yeah, I think no matter how many restaurants you go to, you miss that.
This obviously,
that
100% true. Yes, you will not get this kind of. Okay, it has to be like this. So let me just.
And the beauty of the dessert is such little ingredients.
It's very simple and very easy to make. That's why I'm telling you, like in each and every festival, almost. But especially I have seen in my house Ganesh festival, and that too my mom makes minimum 21 to offer to Lord Ganesh.
Yeah.
So in the childhood we used to count, okay, how many left, how many to make and all. So it is like that. Okay, Mama, it's already 21.
Yeah.
She says, no, you need 2 more extra. For whom? Now Lord Varun and Lord somebody else. Yeah, they have to keep separately. So I used to get frustrated. Oh my God, again 2 more to wait. Yeah.
Bring such amazing memories back.
Absolutely.
I think food is the best way to relive your life again.
Exactly. Okay, now I will show you how to make. You can make equal balls like this. This is also quite similar, like modak in Maharashtra they make, but they make out of rice flour.
Okay. And this is suji.
In back home also few people they make rice flour. That is the steam one.
Okay.
We also make similar like modak, but this one is fried one, so obviously not that healthy, but tasty.
That's what matters when it comes to dessert.
Yes.
Come on. If you are going to watch your health, I mean,
not always. Yeah. Once in a while,
on occasions,
especially for the occasions, it's like you have to eat nicely. So.
And what other occasions do you make?
Lakshmi Pujan.
Okay.
Yeah, Lakshmi Pujan, like my mom used to make, and another very nice memory related to this food. Especially, in our childhood, my mom used to do, especially if it is a birthday, so in front of God, they do the bandhan, like how they do the, what is it called in English? I don't really it's not coming to my mouth now. But yeah, that time, she also makes a few of this pitha and puts in front of God, and she makes us hold one pitha in our hand and do all this bandapana and whatever you.
So is that the puja?
Puja part of in the tithi janamdin mein jo hota hai na, isme.
Okay.
So yeah, that is there. Okay, now I have made it like this. I'll put. Where is my spoon here?
This one.
So you just fill it with this.
So roughly just a spoon is enough.
Yeah. It depending on your size, how big you are making, but yeah, it shouldn't be very less. Also, it shouldn't be very too much. Then it will break. It's like almost like modak.
Yeah. It looks like that. It's just a different shape.
Yeah, different shape. You just make it little. This is like this. It has to be little flat.
Okay. Okay.
So I'll make one more.
Yep. So once the video is finished, we'll make sure we post the ingredients and the measurements on the Facebook page.
Sure. I have already sent it to Pitha, so you can get it from
definitely. Yes. We don't want our viewers to miss on the measurements and the ingredients.
Definitely.
Because I think one thing goes here and there and the flavor is going to go.
No. It has to be properly measured. Not very particular about the filling. Filling you can, according to your taste, you can do. You can make little less sugary, little more protein into it or dry fruits into it. That's up to you. But the filling, the water and the suji's measurement should be perfect.
Otherwise it's not
Otherwise it won't. No. It will be very...
Desserts always scare me because of the exact proportions we need.
Yes.
Some
of the desserts you have to be very particular. Okay. You want to try? Give your hand?
No, I don't want to ruin it.
No.
You're making it look so easy and then I don't want to make it hard because
it is easy. Okay, in the meantime, let me put oil in the stove. And oil, don't make it too hot also.
Okay. And any oil or
any vegetable. Even you can use ghee.
Okay.
If you have. Especially puja and all this, they use ghee. Like either you can use little bit of water or ghee to mash the.
Okay.
And then just. So do you celebrate Ganesh Puja and Ganpati in your part of
it's not that populous. It's, I mean, respective to the families, but you know, it doesn't happen like it happens in Maharashtra or it's not that. It's in North and North.
Even Orissa we have. It's a big festival.
It's a big festival.
Yeah. Each and every educational institutions they celebrate.
Okay.
Yeah. So even when we were in school and college, we used to celebrate together.
Yeah, I've always seen in the movies, they look so beautiful.
Why
don't we have it?
But you have Navratri.
Yes. That's the beauty of the country.
Exactly. Each part has.
So with this, we have to make sure that we don't make it very thin, otherwise it's going to break.
Yeah. It should be very thick or thin. It has to be properly. And when you fry also, you should not overcrowd it.
Okay.
Otherwise it will break.
That's the thing with suji, we have to be careful.
Careful, yeah.
So, do you cook a lot of desserts or?
I enjoy cooking dessert, but because of the health issue, nobody is eating in my house nowadays, so I stopped.
Yeah.
So if my friends, especially the request to make this, then okay, I'll make it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, everybody is health conscious nowadays, so obviously, including us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoy making a lot of dessert and all.
Yeah, but every now and then, especially on festivals, it's
then
good
I
to
don't
be
compromise.
in
Yeah.
touch.
Then
with
I just, otherwise we'll forget, the
Yeah.
taste and to bake it and all.
And I think this is another way of passing on to the next generation the traditions, the
Yes,
cultures we used to
yes,
follow back
yeah.
there.
Let me check whether no, I can take it.
My mom also says कि festivals पे भी तुमने मीठा नहीं खाया तो
फिर
क्या
क्या
करोगे?
होगा? Exactly. थोड़ा तो फिर मीठा तो कितना होना चाहिए.
और भगवान के भोग के लिए भी बाहर से लेकर आओ, इससे अच्छा घर पे
कुछ
फ्रेश
भी बना
बनाओ,
लो.
अच्छा
Exactly.
से.
So yeah, if you have time and interest, why not? Something simple like this, like it's healthy, like not that unhealthy also, not too much of this thing. And this one, even you can steam.
Okay, I was
Even
about to come
suji,
to that.
yeah. Even suji also, like some people, like my dad was diabetic. So sometimes my mom used to steam this thing, same filling instead of rice. So you can make it half calorie. Like what I do, I put the idli.
Yeah, the idli stand there.
And brush it with a little bit of ghee, and you can just keep it on that and steam it for 15 minutes.
Okay, so flavor-wise, is there a lot of difference or no?
Well, obviously
I mean,
fried you
is
can't
different.
compare
I know.
roti and puri.
Yeah, well.
But either they both are
I mean,
equally has a different
okay.
own taste. Yeah, you can do it.
As much as I would wish, or deep fried and boiled tastes the same.
Of course, it depends. If you are eating it just like that, okay, let's try it.
Yeah, I wish they taste the same. And I would be 10 kilos lighter.
Okay, now it is properly. Yeah.
Okay, so when the soup starts bubbling, you know it's ready. Reduce the heat when we put them on, or it stays the same?
It depends. Nowadays it's very cold, so you don't need to reduce. Let's see. I think this.
As you mentioned before, we shouldn't overcrowd the oil pan. That's important. Otherwise, it will break. So it's turned slight yellow and we turn the sides.
Now you can reduce little bit because it has to be little golden brown color. It will come. So if it will be too hot, then it will become like
dark brown.
But
tell us a bit more about yourself, Roopa, your interests, your hobbies.
My hobbies is, I sing.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
So, and not any other specific hobby other than I read books and that's it.
Yeah. They look great. Perfectly round and golden.
Yeah, it has to be little golden brown otherwise. You can see.
I'm sure your kids must be so lucky to have you. I wish my mother was here. She's in India.
My son loves this, yeah. My daughter sometimes she enjoys, but yeah, my son loves this.
Yeah.
So
I think they must be waiting for us to go in and they can
not
dig it.
really. They can have it anytime, so it's okay. Even I haven't made it for a long time. Even yesterday was Ganpati, but I did not make this. I made something else. Yeah.
Well, you got lucky. We
Yeah.
made it.
So today.
Yes. One day late.
But Ganpati festival 5 days. Suchalta.
Okay.
So you
Okay.
can
That's still in time.
Yeah.
So you make these in weddings as well, or any other
Not
auspicious
really.
occasions?
No, not in wedding. I have never seen this kind of because wedding usually they make some sweets which you can keep it for longer time.
Okay.
Since this one we use coconut,
Yeah.
it doesn't stay for
Stay
that
for
long.
Yeah.
So no, not for the wedding. But yeah, for like you make it and you immediately
Okay.
maybe one day you can keep it.
Keep
But
it,
nowadays in
okay.
fridge you can keep, but the freshness won't stay if you keep the
Yeah, especially after frying, it will
Yeah.
go a bit
Yeah.
soggy.
Yeah.
won't it?
So yeah, this is the right color. So you see, then you can take it out. Wedding we have this rasgullas
Huh? Yes.
anytime. Rasgulla, chenaporo and all sort of things. And they also make different type of mithas to send with dulhan.
Okay.
Those are basically laddus and all. They can keep it
Yeah, for long.
for
yeah.
longer period.
Hmm.
So those are the traditional.
So these ones, can we freeze them later on, or it will lose the texture and taste? No, we can't. It's better to use it
I've
fresh.
never, I've never freeze them. No, I've never tried.
Yeah.
Maybe you can
Yeah.
try. Not a bad idea actually.
Yeah, I'm just asking because for
Yeah.
people like us, we don't have.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
time.
Nowadays everything is frozen. You can keep freeze.
Yeah.
But not this one. I've never tried this one which is frozen. I don't know. Next
I
time
think we
maybe.
should give it a go. We should
Yeah,
try it.
why not?
See?
This one is broken, so I'll give a small patch on it. Let's see. I hope it won't break.
That's a little band-aid we put.
Yes. Can do anything. Manipulate
Yeah.
here and there. Yeah. Back home, my mom, she can make different shapes, but
Yeah.
I'm not very comfortable. I don't want to try. Some triangular shape, this, that, so
Yeah.
they can just. Like back home, my mom, so she doesn't know if I'll tell her that 1 cup suji, 2 cup water or something. She said, no, andaz me.
And that's, I know.
Yeah, just add this, add that. That's enough. Don't ask me how much.
Yeah, that's what happens to me every time I call my mother.
Yeah.
Mama, ye kaise banane? She says,
Haan.
andaze se. I'm
Andaze
like,
se.
Mama, what is andaza? I
Exactly.
don't know.
So I was talking with her that I said, Mama, मेजरमेंट थोड़ा बता देंगे? नहीं अंदाज से डाल दे यार, मेरे को भी मेजरमेंट नहीं मालूम. So then I thought, okay, let me just try it once. Then yeah, it's okay.
But I think that's how our mothers were taught.
Yeah,
by our
yeah. Even
grandmothers.
salt and all, they never.
Yeah, they've never.
Yeah, never measured or anything. You know, they just add with the hand and you know. So it's
And
just,
every time it comes out perfect. I don't know how they do it.
I don't know. I don't know. Especially in puja time and all these things, they don't even taste
Taste,
it, you know,
yes.
before even offer, and it comes out perfect. So that is the.
I don't think in this life I can ever plate something without tasting. You know, no, not gonna happen. Yeah, no, sometimes it frustrates me when my mom says andazes and I'm like, Mummy, I've never seen the ingredient before. Tell me how much. But I guess one day we'll get there.
Oh,
One day.
Definitely.
We have reduced the oil, the flame.
Little bit. I was noticing this one was going little, you know,
Dark
brown,
brown,
so
so-
that's why I reduced now. Thank you, reminded me. I was not noticing.
Yeah, the right temperature plays a big role. I,
Of
you know,
course, yeah.
made everything right and just
Yeah.
the oil's a bit, you know, hot and it just
then
ruins
everything
it.
opens. Even the thing also, if one, this thing, if the crack is there, it
Yes.
will open and all the feeling like coconut and will come out and all, you know, like
Yeah.
that spoil the oil
Yeah.
and so yeah, you have to be little careful with that.
I think this is the time maybe try a different shape and see.
You want me to try?
Let's see how it
Try.
goes.
Let me try.
Yeah, that's quite a popular shape as well in India.
Yeah.
Gujias like that.
Yes. It is another form of gujia also, you can say little
Yeah.
different, with little different ingredient and all. You know.
I think the filling would be different in Gujia.
Yeah,
Or,
filling should be very dry, otherwise
Is
it
it?
won't
Yeah.
stay.
yeah,
This
this
one
one's a bit
because
moist.
moist because generally you don't preserve or you don't keep it for food. You just
Yeah.
make it instantly you eat it.
Yeah.
So that's why.
Especially because of the coconut.
Right.
It should taste fresh,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Instead of this, if you make desiccated coconut, maybe it will stay for a longer
Longer
time.
time. Okay. Okay, so that's another tip we can
Yeah, but still the suji is not
gonna last long.
Mm.
Okay.
because it is with water and all.
Mm. There you go, you did it. You
Yeah.
can check. Especially in festivals, I miss all these desserts and the family. you know,
Exactly.
how they used to celebrate in
Yeah.
India. They still do.
Even in India also, they are also visible. But yeah, like if you have cakes at home and if you are in a joint family, then you have this enthused to do all these
Yeah.
things, you know. Otherwise, you feel like, oh no.
I think things like these make the festivals come alive. Otherwise, it's just another
Yeah.
working day.
Exactly. So I have seen my mom. She makes. This is like modak.
Modak, yes.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
You make it modak.
Come out to be perfectly golden. It's just the right color, isn't it?
It looks so, yeah, it looks like that. Yeah, it has to be crisp from the outside.
Outside, yes. Oh yes, certainly.
It
Yes.
is crisp outside, but inside once
It's
you
going
get
to be
in,
soft. Yes. I can't wait. Can we like stir fry it as well, or as you mentioned, we
No.
can steam it?
You can steam it. I
Okay,
have
but not stir fry because there is suji inside.
It will break.
Okay.
It will break. You
Okay.
can't stir fry.
But
But
steam it.
steam I have done, but stir fry I have never done it.
Okay.
But I don't know how.
Okay, the suji inside might get,
Yeah.
might still be raw.
You can try that. You know that nowadays you can find that frame which they use for, what is it called, perium or something. You can try that. You know that there has a hole, small like this.
Okay.
So you can just put it inside. I don't know. I've never done it. So yeah, we don't make it regularly. You know, once
Yeah,
in a
of
while,
course.
you know, you can.
Yeah.
चलता है.
बिल्कुल.
Okay. जो चीज जैसा है उसको
वैसा ही रहना देना चाहिए.
Exactly.
I totally
पूरी को
agree.
तुम पूछोगे कि भाई मतलब
Stir fry
stir
होगी.
fry करोगे तो पूरी तो उससे अच्छा ही पराठा खाओ.
Agree.
है कि नहीं? Very good. My modak style.
Yeah, it's looking nice as well. I'm telling you in advance, they look so nice. I'm gonna take some home. Okay?
Please.
I'm not gonna be
Please,
shy.
you're most welcome. Because this surface is flat. So,
Yeah.
And for the induction, you can't use other pan. You know, you have to use.
Yeah, the flat ones.
It's done.
I really like to thank ISWA for taking this initiative, and it's such an easy way. Everybody,
It is really,
cooks
yeah,
there at
yeah.
home.
And you can share with everybody, like it's such a really, Modak is jumping out of the plate.
Already.
Okay. Yeah, it's a really good initiative. Very nice. I really appreciate it. It's like something different. I've been following since the day one,
Yeah.
like I really enjoyed mutton
Ah,
preparation, the
yes,
Kerala
yes.
mutton preparation.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah, because every time from me, I'll talk from my point of view. Every time I have to cook something, I YouTube videos, and you don't know the source, how authentic they are, whether how it's gonna turn out. And here we learn from our own people,
Yeah.
and it's. And at the end of the day, I can always call you, Roopa, please.
Yeah,
बताइए उसमें
ये
क्या
flop
डाला
हो गया,
था?
क्या डाला था? क्यों नहीं ठीक से बताया? Okay. Exactly. Why not? That's how you can see. I came to know you and everybody so closely. There is if anybody wants to avoid, of course, this pitha main ingredient is coconut, but if anybody is allergic or people don't like coconut, they can use only paneer, like the chena, dry fruit,
and even khoya will replace that.
So you can do anything. But yeah, coconut really tastes very good in this. But so I have noticed like a lot of people, they don't like coconut.
Okay.
So they can use anything.
Yeah, but then I think if you remove the coconut, it's not going to be called this. It's
No,
going to be
it's not
bhujia.
Kakera Pitha. Yeah, it can be called something else.
Yeah.
Not even bhujia.
Yeah, even bhujia. Yeah, but some of them they do come without coconut as well.
Bhujia, no?
Yeah, yes.
No, like the filling is not suji.
Yeah.
Bhujia's
Okay.
fillings are maida.
Okay. See, I'm learning myself.
Bhujia's fillings are not filling, the cover. Sorry.
Yeah.
Cover is not suji. This is also in back home authentic, like in my nani's time, they use atta.
Okay.
So
So is atta sort of that comes out more crispier or suji?
atta, to make in atta, it is little tricky, you know. Suji is always more crispier,
Okay.
but atta you need to steam it properly. You know, you have to steam it little more, not like this one. So I've never tried.
Okay.
My nani used to make, and my mom sometimes.
Yeah.
But we all prefer suji, so then my mom also stopped making atta.
Yeah.
So
This looks pretty fairly
easy,
simple and
yeah.
convenient to make. We got a lot of these out with two
cups of
suji.
suji, yeah.
I think I can't wait now. Please,
Yes, you can start. Sure, while we are
Yes.
live, so then sure, I'll give her a plate.
Look great. I really can't wait to lick it. Trust me, I so miss these authentic sweets. I mean, you know, curries and all, you get it.
Yeah.
The sweets, the flavor will
Try. Usually they don't use spoon also traditionally, they just use their finger.
Okay.
So you see which one is not very hot, you can take.
Okay. Once again, it's a bit hot and nice and crispy.
Okay, you can just break it.
That's how it should be.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's how it's done. Nice and hot. It is amazing. The more I chew it, the more I like it, the more I'm going to thank ISWA. Thank you. It's amazing.
I'm glad you liked it.
You know, they are fresh and, I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
you feel the freshness of the
Freshness,
coconut.
yes.
It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's always better when you eat it fresh.
Yeah.
Freshly.
I think you should come and try as well.
Yeah,
Sudeepa,
come.
please. You can leave the camera for a second.
Yeah.
Come. You don't know what you're missing. Come on. Nice and crispy and it's here.
Yeah,
Perfect
that
blend, as you
has to
mentioned.
be, yeah, that has to be little crispy. Otherwise, if you keep it for a while,
Yeah.
then it gets little soggy.
Yeah, and I can imagine. I mean,
Garam
one
is,
mustn't, you know, freeze it or put it in the
No,
fridge. It's gonna
you
lose
can't.
its
the
flavor.
texture and flavor and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't. good something we are not getting it in the market, the frozen.
Yes, I
Otherwise,
know.
everything now
yeah.
available, even aloo ke paratha and everything is available frozen now.
But do they taste like anything?
No.
No, they have no taste. That's the
No
thing.
way. But yeah.
I mean, even with those, it doesn't taste like. I mean, there's no salt, no nothing.
Exactly.
I would rather, take 30 minutes out of my time and cook something fresh rather than get that.
Absolutely.
And that is the last
This
second,
is the
and this is the
last
last
one.
one.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not even an hour. It's not even an hour. Less
Yeah.
than an hour. We
See
came,
how
got
many
so
I
many.
can make.
Yes.
So if you have guest
Coming
who
in,
is coming,
yes.
make it quickly and prepare.
That was a different shape
Different
experiment.
shaped one experiment, yeah.
Yeah. And of course, you can make as many shapes as
Yeah,
you are
you can
comfortable
make
with.
whatever shapes, you can give it to your kids to make their own shape.
Yeah.
Yeah, the kids just love, just to use as a dough, play dough
Yeah.
and make their Ganpati shape, butterfly shape, whatever. Yeah. Even only the outside, the thing, you can fry it and eat like, you make it like puri.
Okay. So just
Without
with the
suji,
suji.
yes.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot. It's no more to left. Otherwise, I would have made one for you. It's really yummy. When I was young, I used to love that.
Okay, so just crispy suji.
Just only
it's like
crispy,
suji
like
puri.
puri.
Okay.
Meaty and thodi si namkeen. Yeah. So,
I'm so glad India is such a diverse country. It's amazing. And to be able to come and live in Australia and then to be able to taste these, it's
that's
amazing.
Yeah.
And there comes the last one,
Yes.
and the flame goes on.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you, Roopa. Thank you for inspiring us. But before we go, there's a little something from the Indian Society of Western Australia for thanking you for taking the time out.
Good.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks for inspiring us. I mean, yes, I would love to give this a try, and I'm sure our viewers would like to try this as well.
Hope so. People will like it.
Yes, and I think more of us should come out, and as we already are, a lot of people are showing their interest and they're registering. So please, we should come out and show what our state, our culture has to offer.
Yeah,
yes. Thank you so much,
Thank you for coming. Thanks. And you can take or eat whatever.
Yes, I'm sure.